Real Talk Sports, we are in our 6th show, and these shows are just piling up, man. We got a lot going on. The sports world is, we're kind of stuck in between two worlds right now. You know, we're waiting on training camps to start and things to happen in the NFL. NBA Finals is over again. Shout out to the Miami Heat. Baseball is in full swing. It's really not much going on there.
Well, we hit the All-Star game. You know, we about midway through. Euro soccer is now over. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Spain. And the 4 people watching.
So, we digress. As usual, let me introduce the players. To my right, our ESPN analyst, Deportes, Vinny Fernandez.
Hello. Keep it up. Let's go.
And Daddy, I'm a thief, Mr. Water Drinker himself, Luis Fernandez.
To hell with soccer.
So we're going to get right into it, man. We're not going to waste any time. We're going to start out with our NBA. You know, we just had an NBA draft.
Oh, yes.
And our lead analyst over here, Vinny, has a lot to say.
Oh, yes. It's been an interesting NBA draft, to say the least.
Okay.
You know, everybody knows about the unibrow phenom, Anthony Davis going #1 to the Hornets.
The unibrow. Okay, you're marketing your unibrow.
Yeah, he's marketing the unibrow.
Okay, pretty soon somebody's going to have like, they're going to have some sort of lesion on their lip or something.
Like
and they're going to, you know, they're going to have...
And he coined and he marketed and he trademarked the term, fear the brow and raise the brow. Both of those are his.
Wow. Well, congratulations, Anthony Davis, and his brow incorporated.
His brow incorporated, right?
You know what I'm saying?
But see how that works for you. I don't think he's gonna keep it that long.
Nah, he needs to get rid of it if he wants to get laid.
You know, I was about to say that's all it's gonna take. Once the women start rolling in, and once the 4th or 5th one is like, so what's going on with your eyebrow? That's gonna change everything.
I mean, if you want to be a real superstar.
Or at least get you a fake one and just take it off and put it on. You know, wear it for games. Then after the game,
the eyebrow, the unibrow headband.
Pull it off. The unibrow headband. It could be like Velcro.
Yeah, you know, it'd be something cool. But you know,
so run down our picks, man.
The picks, man. Like I said, Anthony Davis. You know, he's the #1 pick to the New Orleans Hornets.
That's big. That's the cornerstone.
Oh baby, yeah, he's a very good player. Next up,
who do they have? Who do they have in New Orleans?
Right now it's looking really bleak. They don't got that many like good.
I mean, outside of the draft picks, who's on the team?
Wynton Marsalis.
Well, I mean,
isn't that a musician?
The Hornets are in full rebuild mode. They got Eric Gordon, you know, and that's who they're building around. But now they got Anthony Davis. They also drafted Austin Rivers from Duke.
Those are 2 huge pieces.
Oh yeah, like, and after that, you know, they have money to spend. So
don't they have Aaron Gray, I believe, playing center?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Aaron Gray.
Grievous Vasquez.
Isn't he the guy who reincarnates himself and stuff? Aaron Gray?
What? Oh Lord. But yeah, man, the Hornets are trying, man. I also heard that the Hornets, in a year or two, we could be having them with a new team name. You know, they want to get something that's more
New Orleans-like.
Right.
Yeah, New Orleans-like. You know.
I mean, because everybody at this conversation, New Orleans should be the Jazz.
Yeah, I got it.
I've never heard about great jazz in Utah.
You never heard about Utah Jazz?
I've never been like, yo, I gotta go catch that show.
Those Mormons really swing.
Yeah, it's interesting though because it's gonna set up a lot of teams to, like, you know, maybe want to look into their team names. You know, like,
what would Utah be? I mean, what's Utah known for?
I mean, Mountaineers,
Mormons,
the Utah Mormons, the Utah Romneys,
the Utah Romneys,
mountains.
You know,
yeah, they have to be like the Mountaineers,
Salt Lakes.
You know, they took the Supersonics from Seattle. I'm hearing that you know, that Seattle might want to get a team from maybe Sacramento or something. So there's a lot of things moving around in the NBA. There's a lot of things moving around. But to keep up with the draft, I'm gonna go through the top 10 picks. Now, I already told you about Austin Rivers and Anthony Davis for the Hornets.
And what number did Austin Rivers go?
Austin Rivers went number 10.
He went 10.
He went number 10. The second pick of the draft was Charlotte Bobcats. They picked Michael K. Gilchrist.
Okay.
You know, that was actually surprising to me. I thought they would go Thomas Robinson or another big time player.
You know, a lot of swing men, a lot of number 3s, and a lot of hybrid 3-4s. They went high this year.
Oh yes.
That seemed like to be a big position.
I mean, like, it wasn't a big position in the draft. You know, like small forwards and shooting guards. Those were the 2 things that were They're wearing a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? Keep it moving. We got Washington Wizards. They picked up Bradley Beal from Florida. You know, good pick.
Yeah.
After that, we got Cleveland, who made the biggest buzz in the draft by picking Deion Waiters from Syracuse, the shooting guard.
Yeah.
You know, he's a good player. You know, it'll be nice to see what he does with Cleveland with Kyrie Irving.
Who's their big man?
The big man, they have Tristan Thompson. They had Tyler Zeller. They drafted him, but they traded his rights to Dallas Mavericks. So Dallas Mavericks now have Tyler Zeller, the center from Duke. I mean, not from Duke, but from North Carolina. I'm sorry. So that would have been their big man. But they have Anderson Varejao, who's solid. You know,
How old is he?
He's up there. He's about 30, 31, 32. He's up there.
Anderson Varejao.
Yes.
Keep it moving though. We got the Kings with the 5th pick. They picked Thomas Robinson, who I thought that was a steal. Pick. Great pick for Sacramento. Portland next, they picked Damian Lillard. You know, the guy from Weber State.
Right, Weber State.
Enough said. You know what I'm saying? I don't know much about the guy, but I hear he's a great point guard. You know what I'm saying? Good luck to the kid. Next pick, we got Golden State, picking Harrison Barnes.
I think
Carolina.
if he can stay healthy,
Yeah,
that's a good fit.
I think it's a good fit too. You know,
And if this coach stays out of other women's pants.
Mark Jackson.
Good old Mark Jackson.
Shots fired.
I like Mark Jackson as a player.
As a player. I mean, other people like him for other things, apparently. Next up, we had Toronto, the Raptors, making another big splash in the draft by picking Terrence Ross. People didn't even think he was a lottery pick, but he was picked in front of both Jeremy Lamb and Austin Rivers.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is a great pick. I didn't think it was a good pick. I thought they should have picked a guy like Jeremy Lamb, who went to Houston later on. But, you know, I like to see what happens. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Absolutely. 'Cause you never know what these teams plan to do with these players.
Oh, no, you never know. Then after that, Detroit picked Andre Drummond, the center from UConn.
Now that was interesting to me.
That was huge, I think, for Detroit, because they got the best big man in the draft.
Yeah.
You know? And yeah, I think
And then you pair him with the old Greg Monroe that you hated on.
I didn't hate on Greg Monroe.
And then we got Brandon Knight.
Yeah,
We
Brandon
got
Knight.
Stuckey.
Y'all got, I know Corey McGetty.
Yeah,
Now,
Corey sure did get Corey McGetty.
Corey McGetty's also part.
See, I always wonder with those aging veterans, like.
Well, he does one thing good. He gets to the free throw line.
Yeah.
He'll always be able to do that. You know?
Because you always wonder when they get traded so late in their career, like, what do they have left in the tank?
Yeah. You know, it'll be interesting to see, but you know that Pistons team.
Because he did come from the bottom.
He was their best player, and that's not saying a lot.
Yeah, really.
But we got other picks in the draft I thought were pretty big. Like I went through the top 10. Other picks, Houston, like I said, they selected Jeremy Lamb, very good shooting guard. I thought Phoenix picked Kendall Marshall. Kendall Marshall, who probably will take over for Steve Nash, and Steve Nash is probably finna leave.
Now, I thought Dragic was supposed to get that spot.
Dragic is actually on the Rockets though. He's on the Rockets, and I don't know. I'm hearing Dragic going to Houston, going back to Houston, going back to Phoenix. But it's interesting with Houston because they really wanted to be in the running for Dwight Howard. But
That's not gonna happen.
They went for Omar Asik.
Apparently, Omar Asik is the guy that got
3-year deal
Yeah.
out of Chicago.
I mean, he's a good defender, good rebounder, but
He's not scoring no buckets.
I mean, he's not going to make your team that much better.
Nah.
He's not. Well, I can say this about Houston. They have a nice piece in Kyle Lowry. And they can get something for him if they really are.
I thought their guards were the strength of their team.
Well, yeah, Lowry, Kevin Martin, Dragic, those guys.
Yeah.
Those are the main guys. You know, well, some other draft picks that are going to be huge. Houston also got Terrence Jones from Kentucky. And one of the old segments, let's say he's one of the guys I was looking out for. I like a lot of things that Terrence Jones does.
Yeah, I like his game.
Boston also made a nice pick. They got Jared Sullinger, all right, and Fab Melo from
And
Syracuse.
Fab Melo, yep.
I think they might have set up their back front court.
Because they know Kevin Garnett is on the way out.
But it'll be good for those young guys like
Be around him.
Yeah,
Oh, absolutely.
and these guys are talented. These guys ain't like these guys are nobody.
Yeah, absolutely.
A great pick by Atlanta, picking John Jenkins.
Atlanta?
From Vanderbilt.
Atlanta has been making some awesome moves.
Oh yeah, the Nets and the Hawks have made a deal. You know, Joe Johnson has been traded to the Nets. The Hawks get Jordan Williams, Johan Petro, Jordan Farmar, Anthony Morrow, Deshaun Stevenson, and a first-round pick in 2013. But let's be honest, all these guys are probably going to be bought out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? These are expiring contracts.
Wasn't there a cheerleader to be named later?
Most likely, Mark Jackson might send a few people that way.
I think if anybody, they might keep Anthony Morrow.
Yeah, Anthony Morrow for me, and maybe Deshaun Stevenson. Now that they don't have a two guard or a small forward with Marvin Williams, the Hawks also traded Marvin Williams for Devin Harris.
I love what Danny Carey's doing.
Yeah,
He's pretty much doing what everybody's been thinking.
yeah.
Like, yeah,
It's about time.
Way too much.
He's actually doing something.
Marvin got drafted way too high. You realize Marvin got drafted in front of Chris Paul.
In front of Chris Paul, Darren Williams, Andrew Bynum. We can go on.
And when you think about his game the past few years,
I mean, I think they got good value. They got Devin Harris, a guy who can do well.
absolutely.
And it'll give Jeff Teague something to play for. You know what I'm saying?
Now Jeff Teague has to take a step up this season. He has to take a step up. He's been okay, but he has to take command.
He's more of a scoring point guard to me. He's not an assist guy.
Right.
So it'll be nice to see.
But I mean, he needs to be more like a Westbrook. He needs to be more aggressive, I think. Because I mean, you got Horford down there. You still got Jay Smooth. We need a leader. The Hawks have lacked the leader.
Well, speaking of a leader, the Hawks have been in the trade talks for the big D12, Mr. Dwight Howard.
Yeah.
People have been saying the Hawks should give up Jeff Teague and Al Horford and a slew of first-round picks and maybe other expiring contracts to get Dwight Howard. But what I'm hearing is that if the Hawks do want to do this trade, we're talking about the Hawks might have to take on a contract like Turkoglu or Jason Richardson.
Yeah.
So it'll be tough.
It'll be interesting. See, the only problem I have with that, I love Dwight Howard. He's from here.
He's good friends with Josh Smith.
He's good friends with Josh Smith. I think that'll be good. But then it goes to the right of what's the difference between Atlanta and Orlando? Because you're getting rid of everybody. And you pretty much have to start over. And you have Josh Smith and him. And then who?
Devin Harris.
Devin Harris. Right. And that's not enough for a
championship.
For a deep playoff run.
You'll have Zaza.
Oh, the great Zaza Pachulia.
He needs a vacation with Zadruma Silgowski. They can just hang out together.
I mean, hey man, I've never seen a better actor in my entire life than Zaza Pachulia. I mean, he's won plenty of Oscars.
Yeah, he's just that name, Zaza. I would love to be his friend.
Well, since we on Dwight Howard anyway, we of course everybody knows about the Orlando Brooklyn trade. Dwight Howard wants to go to Brooklyn, and to be honest, I don't know what the hell the man wants to do. Man, he's always changing his mind.
Yeah, I think he wants to go to Brooklyn with Darren Williams, but with this Joe Johnson trade, I think that makes it that much harder.
Well, man, one thing that people may not know is that Joe Johnson's scheduled to make $24.9 million next year alone.
That's going to have to be reduced.
But if I was Joe Johnson, I would see no reason to reduce it.
I mean, of course, Joe Johnson does, but Joe Johnson's game. I've never agreed. Like Joe Johnson.
Let's just say this: he's getting paid more than he's getting paid $1.5 million more next year than Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, he still is one of the top shooting guards in the league.
He is. I mean, he's efficient. He's an efficient scorer, but A, he takes a lot of shots. That's part of the reason. And B, I just don't like his attitude, his personality on the court. He's so passive.
Yeah, but I think he can't be the focus of your team. If he's in a situation with the Nets where he's the third option, that's a perfect scenario.
Right, but I mean, when you're paying him that much, that's number one money.
Oh, yeah.
That's number one money.
He will be getting paid more than anybody else on that team if the Nets even do get Dwight Howard. He would be making more money than Dwight Howard.
Mm-hmm. The guys who just won the championship, he's getting paid more than all of them.
It's tough to deal with that. People really thought that Joe Johnson wouldn't be traded, and I think that the Nets are fools.
Yeah, I was excited. That,
to be honest,
I was like, somebody actually took that? Yes.
I mean, how much longer is his contract?
3 more years.
3 more years.
Yes, 3 more years.
He signed a 6-year, $100 million contract.
Now, my whole thing with that whole deal was that if you're gonna do this, get a player, the Nets, get a player that you can, give up something that's hindering you, or get somebody back that's gonna help you. You know, I think all they got